Alright, I'm super excited to post this video, first of many. I want to give you guys as much value as humanly possible from my experience as well as my clients' experiences. So I want to get straight into it. This is every single possible way that I know of that your company can make any money whatsoever. And it's not how to make more money, it's how to make the money in the first place. It's how to create that environment around your company in order for your company to amplify your efforts into it. Before I get into the actual methods, I just want to go into the root a little bit. Any business is just three parts. It is energy input, that is what you're putting into it. Energy takes form of money or time. So you're putting time and money into your company. Your company is kind of like think of it as a environment or a bubble, and that essentially amplifies your input and creates an output, usually in the form of money. Now, going into the nitty-gritties, we have three categories, we have four subcategories. These are invented by Alex Hormozi himself. A lot of the information that I have, I kind of got from Alex Hormozi, curated it into the home service niche, and then giving it to you guys right now. So we have free, we have cheap, and we have paid. As you guessed it, if it's free, if you're not putting any money into it, that means that you are going to need to put a lot of time into whatever it is. As of cheap, you're spending $150 to $1,500. It requires a little bit less time than free, but free and cheap are not scalable. Your company is going to get to a position where you won't be able to put your time into the company. You're going to need to spend your money on those exact things, they're free and cheap, but essentially have other people do it for you. Now, as for paid, these are the most scalable parts of your company. It's literally just the output, taking it, putting it right back into the company, into the input side, and then profiting on some of the difference. We have outreach and we have inbound. So either you're going out to people or you're telling other people to go to other people. And then there's inbound, which is, and this is kind of misleading, but it's essentially creating an environment where if somebody sees your company, so they wouldn't be looking for your company, that's different. It's if somebody just sees your company, they would want to work with you instead of somebody else. As for outreach, we have one-to-one, we have one-to-many, and we have many-to-many. I'll go through these one by one, but the most scalable is one-to-many. It's something that you can do alone to give out to a lot of people, and you usually spend a little bit more money in order to give it to more people. It's the best way to scale your company in general. As for one-to-one, we have family and friends. Every single YouTuber that I've ever seen talk about any growth in the home service niche, talk about family and friends. Because it's important, it's not that scalable, but it's pretty important when you're first starting out and you have no money. We also have canvassing and door hangers. These are the most profitable way to make money if you don't have any money whatsoever to start up. You go up to houses, knock on the door, literally just ask them, hey, I just started a landscape company. Do you need your lawn mowed? That's it. And for the most part, 1 in 100 houses actually do say yes. Now, as for the paid, you're literally just doing the cheap part on a bigger scale. So instead of talking to your family and friends, you're talking to everybody else, like neighborhoods. You're going to neighborhoods and you're knocking on their doors. And the paid part is the next level after that. It's hiring somebody in order to do what you were doing. And that's a canvassing team. Usually companies don't do that until they're at around 2.5 to 5 million a year. But it is super, super profitable alone, let alone built with everything else that I'm about to tell you guys. As for one-to-many, we have social media posts. And honestly, they're not going to get you any customers. I'm going to say that straight up. But what they are going to do is if somebody wants to work with you, it is going to bridge the final gap. And it also just shows that you are active online. People love that. We have mail-ins. These don't work alone. You need to couple it with other things that I'm about to tell you guys. So having yard signs in front of customers' houses, having a canvassing team go to the entire neighborhood, give them door hangers, knock on their doors, advertising for that one specific neighborhood or essentially targeting it, and then sending mail-ins. It does work with everything else because it creates that kind of sensible personal feel, but it's usually not the one singular thing that will get you customers. As for social media ads, this is, I think, the most important thing that you can possibly focus on for your company. It's just kind of the gasoline that continuously gives you consistent work over and over again, a lot more than just letting your company exist. And the cool thing about social media ads is that it takes a while to learn. It takes like a cool year to learn. It takes around $50,000 of ad spend to learn. But after that, it's almost not saturated at all. You can actually search up Facebook ad library and you can see every single ad that's being posted by any specific company or all of the companies all at once. From my personal experience, 95% plus of home service ads that are being posted actually don't work in general, or they're super unoptimal. It's not exactly a pay to win. You do need to learn it first, and then you need to pay more, which is why it's not as saturated as, for example, Google ads. And I'll talk about that actually later. That's the last part. Now we have many to many. online reviews. Super, super important. These are as important as social media ads. And this is the currency of the future. It's trustability. Something that's lost in the whole digital age is that trustability, and it's that personal feel. Reviews create that too. Now, the second many to many, and I say many to many because you're going to, for example, for online reviews, you can essentially set up automations to tell all of the customers that you've ever worked for, hey, can you give me a review? Their reviews collectively get you a lot of other customers. So it's not exactly you telling people, hey, trust me. You're telling other people to tell other people to trust yourself. As for yard signs, we actually kind of ran into a lot of problems with the yard signs. The big yard signs that you usually see at the mouth of neighborhoods are kind of obnoxious. They're a little bit annoying. People don't see those. They kind of get blind to those over time. The way we kind of stand out of the crowd is we have ADT style signs. They're small, I want to say 4 or 5 inch wide and 7-inch tall signs. What it does is it's not going to get you any customers alone. But what it does do, the next time you have ads targeting that neighborhood, or the next time you have a canvassing team in that neighborhood, or you have mail-ins, people are going to subconsciously trust you more just because they saw that logo in a trustable neighbor's house. We also have neighbor affiliate discounts. This is kind of telling your previous customers, hey, if you get me another customer, I'm actually going to decrease your monthly bill. For us, we have it in our subscription model. It's a subscription to a beautiful home. And how it works is we provide all of the services necessary for a monthly subscription. We can actually decrease the price if that client gets another neighbor to sign on to the plan, just because it would literally just be gas money at that point. Events, what they do is it creates a community around your brand. People just trust your company more. The next time they do want services, they would want to pick you instead of everybody else. Spending money on ads is kind of like a reverse exponential. As you spend a lot more, you kind of get less and less profit out of it. You still are getting a lot of profit, but there is a limit to how much you're going to be spending in ads regardless. Now, for online presence, when I say online presence, you guys probably think, okay, Google My Business, creating Facebook account, creating Instagram account. What it really is, it's going on every single listing out there possible. When somebody searches up your company, Google bots essentially see the trustability of every single company that's in that general area, and they push up the most trustable, the most optimized, the most everything. It's having the entire first page of Google filled with your company. On the cheap side, we have walk-ups and truck branding. Essentially, people see that and it just creates another level of trust. They see your company everywhere they go. They see it online, they see it in person, they see it in their mail, they see it driving through your neighborhood, they see it in your neighbor's lawn. When somebody wants a service, they want to work with you more than anybody else. The last thing is Google Ads. I strongly advise you guys not to get into it unless your company has at least 75 Google reviews, as well as is making over 2.5 to 5 million a year. Unlike social media ads, Google reviews do not require any skill whatsoever. So there is so much saturation into it. On Facebook ads, for example, or social media ads in general, it requires some skill, copy, how to create the copy, how to create the creative, understanding your target audience, all of the above. With Google ads, there's only one way to do it. And that means that everybody's just putting in money into it. And it's just oversaturated, honestly. With that said, I hope you guys learned something new. I'm going to try to post in a week. I'm super excited for these videos because I'm giving out the information that I've worked so hard in order to learn. Check out my website, see what I'm all about, and I will see you guys later.